Hello everyone, welcome back to another Razor Shark video. Well, Razor Shark Live, and today we're playing a game called the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I don't know what this game is at all, but it's free for the PlayStation Plus, so I just added it to my library and I'm gonna see what this is like. Wait, choose choose a screen and subtitle language. English, and then confirm. No. No, I have not. Adjust to where the computer is barely visible. Yeah, I can see that. Wait. Yeah, I can barely see that. I gotta close my window. I'll be back. Alright, what's the time? Alright, enter current time. It's... No, not AM. 2:11. We'll put it as 2:12 and then wait for it to turn. I'll wait for it to turn time. So, once this turns, I'll click confirm. There. Okay. Oh, it's an infinite loop. You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And wait, and it changes on the tiny screens too. I can see it on the third screen in there. I can see it. Yeah, I can see it change on that tiny screen. Alright. Field of view. We might as well just put it 90. Camera sensitivity. Controller vibration. I guess I would want that on. English. Show subtitles. Yes. Medium set. Yep. Subtitle background. Opacity. Just a little bit see-through. Like that. Show reticle. Yes. Dot, I guess. I guess I'll use a dot. Reticle size. That's too much. There. Reticle opacity. I don't know. Show and audio. Main volume, we'll just turn it down. Not that much. 70, and then... Okay, so is this where the music's from? I didn't know this is where that music was from. So I need crouch, pause, interact, look, move. So there's 5 controls. 5 controls. Begin the game. The end is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Alright.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Hey, narrator, does this mean that
And then one
this
day,
is
something
a
very peculiar
simulation?
happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
What if I don't step out of my office? Can I click stuff?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is probably the area of meeting room. It's a big path of open doors, so I'm just gonna follow the path of open doors.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if I go to the right?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So, I can literally...
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Give me coffee. Alright, do I leave?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What if I keep going? Like, so this is the right way, but if I go here, what happens?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where am I going? Where do I go now? Did I like mess up so bad where everything is...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
There's no jump,
I
right?
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's her? I'm pretty sure the story would be going differently right now if I just went the normal path, but I don't wanna... What happened?
That's her, Stanley.
So,
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
oh,
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I can't even walk. Alright, there. Right here.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What if I don't?
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Where's TV?
First, he imagined that one day while
don't
at
even have a
work,
TV.
he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
I looked away for half a
Down one
second.
path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer.
Oh,
How
we're
could
back
there
in our
possibly
office.
be?
Yep.
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Too bad. I'm doing it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Alright,
Perhaps, well, maybe this time you'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Did I beat the game? Did I beat the game? The end is never the end. Alright. So we just died. Already. Somehow we just died.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So we're gonna go the right way this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Might it change? Starting to read. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on. Okay, I can't even read that fast. Alright. Broom closet. We're going up to the boss
Coming
office.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if I go downstairs? I want to like not listen to this guy, but we kind of have to do this. Is this the boss? No, it's the bathroom. Oh. His boss is
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. This game actually seems like a pretty cool and fun game. What's over here? Darkness? It's a corner? Yeah, it's a corner. Alright. So, this is giving me horror game vibes right now. Like, you would see something like this in a horror game like Outlast or something.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
So, this game so far reminds me of...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So, this game so far reminds me of... It so far reminds me of a simulation type thing. What if we go down the escape path? I want to go down here.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Alright.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
It wasn't shut, but it's shut. I heard it shut though. So if we're gonna meet our death, then how far would it take us back? If I die and I have to restart all the way back to the office, then...
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
This reminds me of some like Poppy Playtime. What if I just... Alright. I did not die. Where am I?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No, I crouch. You can't get me. Never mind, dude.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? Was this the right way?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? This is my computer. Office layout. That's my office, and then we walk through here. We got to the two-door room, and we went this way. This is my office? What is this part? And the office, 1, 2, 3, button sounds. What's the other room before I go down there? So I should probably start like doing what I'm supposed to because of what's happening in this game.
But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you?
I really think I should start listening to the narrator. If I keep like disobeying him, I'm gonna start losing. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. Wait, ending. Freedom ending. This freedom ending as it existed in the beta. Mo Monitor room elevator. Countdown room. Did I just come?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh
But
no.
listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
I'm not turning off the PlayStation. It's not happening. I'm gonna beat this game. It'd be funny if my game just crashed. Alright, what now? Back in the okay. Back in the
All
office.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, so I'm
Stanley
at
decided to
complete
go to the
restart.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So if I can find secret little things every
When
time
Stanley came to
I
a set
do
of two
something
open
wrong.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Every time I do something wrong, I can do a little like
Yet
a
there was
little
not a single
secret
person
thing.
here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What I could do is I could literally just find a bunch of secrets.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So if you go through the story before he finishes anything, like he gets mad. He gets mad if you do it too fast. So yeah. I guess every time you do something wrong, there's a different path.
Stanley
to
walked
it.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, we're in a new part. Button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Right, doesn't. Alright, and then there's a place over there, and there's a place down there. So security cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their
Wait.
true nature revealed.
Fired.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wait, where's 427? That's us. Right? 427 was us. Yeah. I think. I don't remember actually. 427. That sounded like our number.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Can't see. Can I have a flashlight or something?
Here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Mind control status offline. Facility power. So we gotta destroy the facility power. I heard. Well, yeah.
And when at last he found the source,
Maybe I should have listened first.
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I'm walking around.
Yes.
Oh.
He had won.
No, I
He
haven't.
had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I already got a word. Okay, so
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I hate Mondays. I think we'll just
No
explore.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Number one dad. Who farted? Okay. We're just exploring. I like Work just wait. I like work. I just hate my boss. Alright. And then mile, that's a mile, I don't know. So I think we just have to do stuff until we have to do different things each time to get all the endings and stuff. Because I already beat the game. Who farted? Yeah. Waiting input. Who farted? Cup. Can we open?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
Wait.
Nor did it advance the story in any way.
That door's open though. That door is open. Wait, how do we get there? Or do you go through there anyways? You probably go through there anyways. There's a door open right here though. 425. It was behind 426. Ooh, I hate Mondays. Something. 416.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So we went through there anyway. So we're just gonna go through here. 413. What? We're going backwards though.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Can I grab a broom? What if I... Wait, what if I just stand
There was
here?
nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
We're gonna stand here until we annoy the guy. Because I'm pretty sure I saw something like this.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
He said something to interact with, so I feel like there's something we can interact with.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Yes.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
We're gonna sit in here for a little bit longer. The next time he says something.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
Now I feel like
hope
there's
your
an ending
friends
here.
find this concerning.
Now I feel like there's an ending in here.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job
Oh,
because
no.
of a family connection. That's how
Why?
stupid he is.
No.
That or with drug money.
Oh.
Also, Stanley is addicted to
Oh.
drugs and hookers.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. We're gonna sit in here.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system,
What?
and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in
What?
a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
How would I let someone know
Hello?
if I was
Anyone
dead?
who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I'm gonna stand here until he says one more thing. I don't feel like he's gonna say anything else.
Ah, second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're going downstairs because I can. What's behind here? What's that? Alright, so the narrator thinks we're a different
But
person
Stanley
now.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He was fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
This is just really weird now. And we're still in the same area. We're still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although
That's
she would
Stanley.
soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay, so
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
wait. I went down here. Well, so 437, 420, and then 427. But then 426 is here. So wait, the doors aren't closing. The doors aren't. What's happening? What? Alright, I guess we should click on every door. Let's go back and click on those doors, see if they open. Locked. Locked. Locked.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office, because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
The doors aren't closing. I'm being sure. He's gonna get mad at me for clicking all these doors. 51. Wait, how could it go from 14 to 50? What? 52. 53. Nothing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
13 now. 12. 11.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
We're not gonna go in there.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're actually going up this time. Let's try and open this door. Oh, it opened. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. What? I'm in the bathroom now. Can I turn off the sink? Sink something? What's it there? I don't know. Alright, interesting. There's a door here. Oh, this one opens too. Alright. That's cool. Alright. Oh, we're going up. I didn't think this would work. We're going up, I guess. Let's go up. Oh, let's go. This is probably What if I click down now? I feel like there's something to that elevator, but I don't want to sit there for hours or something.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
What if I don't go? Alright, I have to go. Alright, so what if we go up? Oh, makes you click down. So I have a feeling that well, we're not gonna go down that escape path because I feel like it's just
Stanley walked straight
dumb.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I'm on the ground.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
That was the worst song I ever heard in my life. That was the worst song I ever heard in my life. So, I'm gonna... Okay. No, not that. I don't know if you can ever see my menus or anything, but I'm looking at the trophies. Test trophy description, replace this. Test trophy description. Reveal hidden trophies. Quit the game, then start it again. That's an achievement? No, seriously, we disabled it. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. What is 888? Click on door 35 times. Complete the Stanley Parable in under, not including load times. Don't play Stanley Parable for 10 years. Don't play Stanley Parable for 10 years. Set all settings, sliders to set all setting sliders to all available numbers. These trophies are dumb.
A soft wind blew outside and... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Do you think I won't stand here and click until my fingers sore? I will do anything for trophies. I will wait 10 years to get one of these trophies. Because that's what one of the achievements was.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417? 20 clicks into 417? Where's 417? I'm doing rapid fire clicks.
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
You think I won't? I will.
Excellent. I think we're getting
Hello.
somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's
Hey,
give it 10
Goku.
clicks or so.
Hey, Goku. I'm trying to do an achievement, and this game is kind of annoying. Right now. Okay, I have to click on these doors.
Now, back to door number 437.
Goku, you wanna know something? One of the achievements in this game requires you to not play this game for 10 years. So, yeah.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Copy machine.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling
Exactly.
we're getting somewhere.
That.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419? 419. I got this. Wait. Crouch. No, get up on this. Crouch.
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Oh my gosh, this guy. It
We
said,
almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
it said click one of the doors 5 times. And now he's sending us on a wild goose chase to do this achievement. If I don't get this achievement...
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
You don't know how funny it would be if he called you a good boy at the end.
I'm very proud of how far we've come
I'm pretty
today.
sure he might have. He might have. I don't know. I've got like 2 endings. And one ending was by complete accident because there was a bug in this game where if you fell down a pit, you would get an ending because when the game first released, it was a bug. But now it's an ending.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So it's like these achievements are goofy.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Fire.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I heard a click. Alright, so there's no achievement, but if you stand in here, he just gets mad at you.
Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this
Is Stanley Schizo?
Take your time.
Schizo? No, Stanley is not schizo, but he's like in a simulation, kind of. He's kind of like in a simulation. Alright, we're just gonna continue.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's like...
Here's the door, just go.
So, it's like, I'm trying to figure out how to get, like, all the endings, because, like, it keeps telling you to play it over and over again. Like, it keeps having you play it over and over again.
Stanley
so
walked
it's
straight
like,
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
And it's like, if you get on top of this desk, and then you're able to
The
get
lights
on
rose
top
on an
of
enormous
this
room
computer,
packed with
or
television
this,
screens.
like if you crouch,
What horrible
you
secret
can
did this
climb
place
up
hold?
this right
Stanley
here, and
thought
if
to
you fall
himself.
down there,
Did he
you
have
get
the
an ending.
strength to find out?
You get an ending if you fall down there, and it was a bug before.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and
Death ending.
one of them eternally monitored in this place
Well,
where freedom
you
meant
don't
nothing.
die, you just fall down there and you can't do anything about it.
This mind control facility,
Like, it just plays a
it was
really
too
dumb
horrible
song
to
in
believe.
that.
It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it
My
blindly?
office, my number is like somewhere over there. So,
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
it's, so,
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
so the thing is you would go over there, but I want to see if I can do anything else, because I see these buttons. So that's 3, we need to find 1. We need to find 1, right? Right? 1, 2, and then 3 is over here. 3. Gotta find 4. 5's right there. Yeah, 5. 4. Where would 4 be? It's up there. 4's up there, it looks like. I can barely see right now. How do I open this gate? Wait, I'm going to go to my settings. General. How do I change my hmm. How do I get up there? Seems like it just got brighter in here. So there's 1, 2, 3 over there, and 5's right there.
Is there a lock on the gate?
I don't know. Like, if we look at the controls, wait, controls, there's 5 options. There's 5 options to do anything. What if, wait. So, in the power facility, you can turn the power on. What if we turn the power on? We could, but... Wait, there's a big red button right there. I see a big red button and I'm gonna press it. I can't even press it. Alright. Oh.
I think that would work.
Alright, yeah. I don't know if, like, I don't think there's an achievement for beating the game
And when at
once.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
You think there's a code to open the gate with the buttons?
Yeah, I feel like if I click all the buttons, then a door will open. So,
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode,
Sorry,
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say,
Oh.
2 minutes?
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I
Wait, the
had in
gate's
mind.
open, the gate's
What a
open.
shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until
Wait.
the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Wait,
More
over
time
here,
to
over
talk
here.
about you,
So,
about me,
one-
where we're going, what
one,
all this means. I
2,
barely know where to start.
3, and then we go to
What's
4,
that?
and then we go to 5.
You'd like to know
We're
where your
about to die.
coworkers are?
Yeah, maybe.
A moment of solace
Maybe we
before
are,
you're
but
obliterated.
we're gonna see if this
All
does
right,
anything
I'm in a
because the
good
gate's
mood.
open.
You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying
We have a
alone.
minute.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing.
Nothing happened.
Watching you try to make sense of everything,
Literally
and
nothing
take back
happened.
the control wrested away from you, it's
That was
rich.
so dumb.
I almost
Alright.
hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My
Wait,
goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying
What
this
about the
so
door?
much. You know
What door?
To hell with it. I'm going to put
This
some
door?
extra
Maybe
time
this
on
door.
the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Or the green and blue buttons.
What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean,
Wait,
look
I have
at
3
you,
attempts remaining.
running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on
Enable
every little
backup
thing
power
in this
to
room.
activate.
These
Wait,
numbered
what's the backup
buttons.
power?
No, these colored
Backup
ones.
power?
Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here
Wait,
will
maybe the
save
backup
me.
power is clicking all the
It's a
buttons.
code.
Stanley, that this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any
Wait,
idea what your
Maybe,
purpose in
maybe
this
it's
place
a code.
is?
Maybe it could be a code, but like
Stanley,
it's 1, 2, 3, 4,
you're in for
5.
quite a disappointment.
That's what
But
everyone
here's a
thinks
spoiler
when
for
they
you.
see
That timer isn't a
numbers.
catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
We're back in our office. I'm
We're
guessing.
so cooked.
Yeah, we're dead. All right, we're back in our office. Back in the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Hey,
he had simply missed a memo.
Goku, can you look up? Wait.
Oh,
Goku.
new content? What does that
Goku?
mean, new content?
Goku. I think we might have done something here. I don't like this though.
Locked in.
Alright. We're in a new area. So I guess that was meant to happen. So
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
this is like a creepy
Please
ride.
step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Gotta check every door still. Alright.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Now what? Where is there a button?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've
Let's
never
go.
been more ready. Let's do it.
It's slowed down like...
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
How would I know the content? Jumps.
All right.
The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can jump now. Let's go. I have to jump 30 times. But I thought jump was interact. So, is interact gonna be like circle or something now?
W content.
Oh. Oh. Wait. That's how many jumps I had. Oh. That's bad. I thought I had to get rid of all the jumps.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else,
Really?
right?
So I just...
Another elevator.
I just used
Stanley,
all my jumps.
I have to say,
I used all
initial
my jumps.
impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion.
Hope you don't need them later.
The Stanley Parable
Yeah, I really
Ultra
hope I
Deluxe,
don't, because
now
I'll have
with
to
over
die, and then
1,000
I'll have to go
hours of
through
new
it all.
content, and oh wait, there's more. Very
Yay!
good. Yes.
We got more.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it.
Bridge.
I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley?
Oh
This is
my
what
gosh.
happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
Tweaking.
I'm infuriated and I'm offended.
Yeah.
And I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
It's actually X
It's
now.
my fault, Stanley.
Sorry.
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
No.
And we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
He does it anyway. Oh. Whoa. What? I hate Monday.
Great
Locked.
time together is crazy.
Yeah. Wait, that's what our office looked like. That's what it would have looked like in that position. Wait. If you walked this far, this is what you'd see.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the
After bro
vents.
killed us.
I want to show you something.
Yeah. He wants to show us something, but I'm not going in there right now. Oh, wait. Here's the rest of the office. Goku, should we go in the vent or go to the rest of the office? Every time you do something he doesn't like... Alright. Every time you do something he doesn't like, he does something weird to ruin the whole thing. Where's their coffee? Alright, did I die? Probably. Oh, never mind, I'm still
Okay,
here.
you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable...
We play along for now.
So I made something special
Alright.
and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take
Are
a
we
look.
heading to the back rooms or something? This looks like the back rooms portal from, like, Kane Pixels when he made the thing. First
I
contact.
call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap
That's the
PlayStation
Steam page.
port? Remember back in October
That's
of
the Steam
2013
page.
when the game...
That's gotta be level 5548 of the back rooms.
Back then, it all meant something.
I'm sorry, what do you mean? What? I don't know what that... Okay. Collector's Edition. Audience Awards, Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable. That's The Last of Us. That's a trophy for The Last of Us. Look at it. It says The Last of Us right there. Alright. Wait, 2013. Oh yeah. Stanley Parable everywhere. Our first kiss, my first car. The release of Stanley Parable in 2013. What? Alright. Original. Buy on pressurized gas. So the first dollar is this like? Could I copy this dollar? Is this what it looked like? I never played the original. Unachieve. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. So I'm guessing for this game, I actually am not allowed to play for 10 years. People who haven't played this game since it came out still have to wait 7 years, you're telling me? So no one has ever completed this game? Well, its trophies and stuff?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was
Stanley Parable Glaze.
Ever created. It was
Yeah,
Skyrim. It was
yeah.
Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Do we go there or down there? Up or down, up or down? Because he doesn't tell us which way to go. Wait,
Down.
down? Alright. Alright, there's no going down, so we're going up. Literally can't open the door. Alright. This is never the end. This is
Here's
never the
another
end.
moving passage, this time
Wow.
from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Pressurized gas.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny.
Whoa.
I'm trying to make a serious
I
work of
could
art.
have probably
I
died
suppose I
just
could
there.
write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Wait, what's here? Oh, you can't read most of them. Door. Locked. Locked door.
Just by a bad review.
While the idea of the game is
yeah.
good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
Imagine.
This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
What if you were the person who played this game and you put this review in and then you played this one and then you found out after finding this that it was your comment that he is sad about? Like, you found out that you made the narrator sad. Imagine being that person. There's one more. What
What's
could
this
it be?
one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch
Laugh
up
at
with
bro.
long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there
Yeah.
was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto
What?
today, and it's always been my motto.
Sorry,
I'd
what?
do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I'm pretty sure I saw Markiplier play this game, but I
And here
wasn't
it
paying
is.
attention.
Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant drilling
Well.
starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what... Oh, you're
Narrator.
back, you see? You were
was
only
too
frozen
watching.
in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the
Click.
rating of their pressurized gas review.
Alright.
Okay, welcome back,
click
Stanley.
every time
now, I
you
should
say
say
click.
that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting
Click.
longer. And my God, this... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Every time this button goes up, I'm gonna click it.
Click.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've
gonna
been
wait
through.
for a
I've
little
had
bit.
so
Yeah.
much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
It's
Have you
been a
ever sat
year.
down in one place and
It's been a year. How long has it been now? Is he dead? He's just gone. I think he's dead. I think he's dead. Goku, I think we skipped so much that the narrator died. What's that beeping? I gotta click this. It's too loud. Please. Let me click. This is
Keep
so loud.
skipping.
Understand, the
All right.
game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their
We are
teeth
going to see the end of the
entertain
world.
us. It wasn't
Probably.
enough. They had to leave a pathetic
I
little
actually
thumbs
want.
down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of
I'm gonna
others.
wait.
But of
I
course,
actually kind of want to
absolutely.
hear what he
Face
has to
blue
say.
smiling.
So here's what we get. We get these
Oh.
demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where...
All right. So is he dead again, or because he came back to life? I'm guessing this narrator is just like infinite.
The
Time.
end is never the end, 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 is never the...
So I think he has lost his mind now, because every time we skip, it is skipped longer. Like 5 clicks ago, it was a
What
year.
if we turn the skip button around and make it a reverse button?
I don't know. I don't think that's possible though. So we're probably skipping centuries now, or maybe millenniums. Oh, oh, oh no. The place is breaking down. Nature is taking over this place. One more time. Oh, it's light. There's light. It's just air. Oh no, it's just brightness, but there's grass somewhere. Well, some part of this.
Decayed.
Yeah, it's all. Oh, that looks nice. But it's like there's no door behind us anymore, so I think we're cooked because we're just like billions and billions of years past this. Now it's all gone. We're billions and billions of years into the future right now. So, button once again.
We're already too far into it.
Yeah, I think. Well, so the narrator definitely died. He's definitely dead because it's been billions of years. Oh,
Are we
everything's.
even on Earth anymore?
I don't know, but everything's sideways. You think the button will still work? Think. I wonder if the button will still work though. If it. Will it? It doesn't seem like it's gonna work. Alright, so it looks like we've skipped to the point where. Goku. I think we skipped a little too far. We might have skipped. Go. Well, the
We
button.
might be cooked.
Yeah. Well, we can't click the button again, so time to just walk. We just walk and walk and walk. I don't know where we're gonna go, but anywhere but here. It's been probably trillions of years now. Somehow Earth is still alive. Pretty sure Earth would have been dead by now. Oh. Now what? Maybe let's... Now we're back in the office. Alright. That was pretty fun.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley?
Humans are 100% dead except for us.
Yeah, now we're back. Though. The narrator said this is my office now, though. What does that mean? Can we open? Wait, 425. Yeah. Those, wait, 4B6? What? Is the new content still here? We could go through
Oh,
the
good.
new content.
You notice my sign. Yes,
Yeah.
I have something
New
very
content.
exciting to show you.
Yay, he's alive again. Can we not go through here? We went through this before.
New content.
New content, yeah. I've been streaming for an hour and a half. Makes sense based off this game. All right. Oh, it's just straight into it. All right, because we already went through the thing. All right, let's see.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley.
Is him being alive again a good thing?
Disappointing is
I'm not
Ultra Deluxe
sure at
version
this
has
point.
turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
2. Wait, what? So, are we playing Stanley Parable 2 or are we playing Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel, an entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Have they though? 2 Deluxe 2 dos.
Don't ask me, this whole thing has been a fever dream.
Yes, it has. It really
just
has.
so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
So, I will have to complete all the achievements in this game before, I'll have to get all the achievements in the game before I can get one of the final ones. Well, the final one, which is not playing the game for 10 years, so, yeah. They're back. 2 doors. Stanley Parable 2. Stanley Parable 2. Where's the inventor thing?
Now,
Probably
to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
New features! Finally! We're getting to the new features. What if we actually found the narrator while walking through here?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Where? The reassurance bucket. Merchandise. Office decorations. The bucket. The button that says the name of the player playing the game. What? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in game. Hear your name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
I really don't know if I want this to happen.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But
Alright,
of course, in the
good.
final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I
All right,
want
guys.
you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping.
Jim.
Whoa,
Whoa,
hold
whoa,
on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you
All
don't
right.
properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again,
All
and
right.
this time let me finish first.
What if I just click it again?
Now,
Should I
allow
click it again?
yourself to become Jim.
Jim.
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
You worked hard on it?
See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says, but no.
Jim.
Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
Why? I wanted the Jim button. I like Jim. Jim. Is the button gonna be back?
Jim.
Jim is gone. Jim is gone. Now we're gonna look at the bucket. The long-awaited for bucket.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Rip the goat, Jim.
Rip the goat, Jim. My eyes keep watering because I keep
A
yawning.
common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played
the bucket.
it. Well,
The bucket's not here.
I'm happy to say that after
There's
much
no bucket.
consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this
Where's their
fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Oh,
As
there
long
it
as you
is.
hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
Hey,
the bucket
don't say
is
that.
the perfect solution.
It's a
Come
bucket.
on, give it a try.
It's a bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow
No.
of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping
I'm
through
taking
your
this
body.
bucket with
And
me.
in fact,
This is my
can I
bucket
say that
now.
I do believe the bucket lends you an air of
Where's your-
charisma as well? I
your
think that
bu-
just
where's
holding
your
it
chair
has
here?
made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
What?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable too.
Yay, it can keep the bucket. Yippee.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be
Infinite
an award if
hole.
it isn't already.
I like the sound of that.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
That one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
All
Happy
right.
12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
What if I catch one of these? Can I pop it? What do I do? What's the point of a bucket? I mean, no, a balloon. There's an infinite hole
Or actually,
somewhere.
Maybe I should have gone with... No.
Somewhere, right?
No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Jump circle. The jump circle's back.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable
I
2
still
as
have
well.
0
It's-
jumps.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Can I have more jumps? I didn't know I needed jumps. Like, you never told me.
Drop the bucket in the infinite hole.
How do I drop this? Wait, where's the infinite hole? Wait, it says no screenshots. What if I take a screenshot? I really want to take a screenshot and see what happens. Let's take a screenshot right
Come
here.
now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
I took a screenshot. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do to it? What are they gonna do? Did it stop my stream? No, wait, did it? No, it's still going. Alright. Is the infinite hole this way? It seems like it would be this way. Right? Opening. Alright. The infinite hole is nearby.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Is this like a trophy or something? Should I do it? Should I jump down there? I don't know how to put the bucket down here. I don't think I can drop this. So, fall?
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my
No,
more
it's not.
ingenious concoctions, if I do say.
I have a bucket.
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
What if I just keep falling? I'ma keep falling.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
I feel like there's a bottom, and he's just saying it's an infinite hole because he doesn't want us to find the bottom.
Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite
I told
nature of
you.
the
I
hole.
told you.
Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
We found the bottom.
Hey, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You
found it.
me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said
What if I just pause?
some things we didn't mean.
I feel like there'd be
Why
something
don't we
that
just
you,
put
if you
all
pause.
this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
This is
If
even
that works for
close
you,
to
then
infinite.
go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
What if I don't do it? What if I don't do it? Is he actually not gonna say anything this time?
Great. Now, I'm very excited to... Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
What?
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I
Yeah.
couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I
We're
mean,
gonna...
admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about.
Should I do
and
it
I've had
one more
enough of the
time?
hole for a lifetime.
Should I do it one more time? Just get him mad.
Yee.
Alright.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
I
If
feel
this
like I'm
starts
about to
become
hit
a
the
thing
bottom.
Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Okay, so he
Well,
wants
there
it to
is.
happen now. Oh,
The shame of my lie has come to... How is this still appealing to you?
I
know
don't have
you're
jumps.
obsessed with holes,
I
but
don't
at
have
this
jumps.
depth, I just
I
can't
don't have
see this
jumps, so I
scratching the
can't get
itch.
out.
Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
yeah, I need to teleport. I
Is
can't
the,
teleport.
teleport button not working?
No, it's not.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
Clicking.
Still nothing?
Nope.
Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What?
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll
No.
get more time with
Please.
it than you could ever have asked for.
Help me,
It's a
please.
win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else.
Literally disabled it.
Take
I
care,
got an
Stanley.
achievement.
I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Please, no. I want to leave. Please? Please, help. Do I put the bucket down? Can I drop this bucket? Please. I don't have jumps.
Can't get out of a knee-height hole.
Yeah, I literally can't. What do I do? There's something happening. Oh, it's going down. Going down. Narrator, help, please. Did I
Should
get
have
the...
saved her jumps.
I don't think the jumps would have helped. That's the thing. I don't think they would have helped. I think they would have made us jump all the jumps anyways. Change perspective. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Wait, that's my bucket. My bucket. I look so weird.
You got games on her phone close up.
You got games on it now? What do I do? Do I just keep clicking until... Change reality? What's happening? What is happening? I'm in a fictional reality. What is happening?
Fever dream, I told you.
I'm pretty sure it is. Change myself. What? What did I do?
You took a magic brownie.
Bye. What is I'm just gonna click all the buttons really fast. Back to normal Stanley. I'm upside down. I'm goofy. I'm goofy again. What do I do?
Stanley? Stanley!
Falling into insanity.
It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away
we're
into
good.
dreamland. But
We're
we
good.
can't have that, Stanley. Because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Who says Toodle Pip? What are we doing? We're going back down? If we start moving back down, I'm gonna be mad. Okay. What's happening now? Do we have our bucket? Do we have jumps? Okay, we're back.
Yeah. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
I'm not going back to any of them. I'm going... Wait. Button that says that jump circle infinite hole. There's a trophy here. So it looks like we're gonna go get this trophy. Alright. Pull the lever, receive your new trophy, no more steps. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
What if I just keep flipping this? Is that button? I feel like there's something I could do. If I just keep flipping this.
I hate this guy.
Yeah, me too. Locked door. Another locked door. Broken stuff everywhere. I really want to just see what happens if I keep clicking it. I feel like there's got to be some, right? If I just keep clicking this really fast. What happens if I find... What?
Click it harder or something.
That's what I'm trying to do. There's only one button that works with it. That's beeping. Well, that's blinking. What if I leave and then go back?
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
We definitely haven't seen this one. I think it literally... I think he might be telling the truth on this. I'll probably look up a tutorial on how to get all the trophies in this game, because that's gonna bug me. I'm planning on this game being like all the trophies I need to get to 800 total trophies. Okay, so we did jump circle. 5 is map. So we're here. Free trophy, we just did that. It's dumb right now. The gym button, the merch, the world champion settings, world champion, the bucket, decorate, office decorations, epilogue, collections, infinite hole, exit. Where's the exit? Exit. Let's go to the exit. I don't care anymore. Oh wait. We're going to the exit. I don't care anymore.
Oh, goodness. Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the collectibles exhibit. You see, there is a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the collectibles. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the collectibles, okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now. Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
There's 6 of them. I need to collect 6. Can you find them all? Are they all
God,
just...
it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
We actually now have to look at everything in the game again. Well, everything in this area, most likely. Still doesn't work. Alright. Is there a trophy back here? No. We have to find all the Stanleys, guys. Find all the Stanleys. What if we go to the infinite hole and we fall down the hole? What's this door? I guess you can't go to the infinite hole anymore. Okay. Jump circle, maybe? Jump circle. Jumps. What happens if I go through here? Nope. Is it throughout the whole game, or is it just here? Gym. Let's go see Jim, guys. We have to find all the collectibles, I'm guessing. And probably there's a door down there, so we gotta check out the door. Can't even look at the button anymore. No more gym button, guys. No more gym. All the doors are locked. If it's throughout the whole game, then that's gonna be annoying, but he said before I leave, check out the collectibles. So maybe there's nothing here anymore and we just have to leave. Maybe, but I usually just look up things I don't understand, so it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be pretty easy. This is why sometimes I like, well, most of the time, this is why I like playing games after, like, a while of their release, because I can just, like,
So, Stanley,
do anything.
what do you think?
That was
Do you
so
like all of the
creepy.
new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
Is there-
sort of...
is there,
okay,
though?
never mind. Hold on.
There's the
Let me do a
bucket.
different arrangement.
Wait, can I get 2 buckets?
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
It's still locked. It's
Who
still
am I
broken.
kidding, Stanley?
It's
This
gym
isn't a
button,
coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
trophy. Wait,
And I
there's 2
do very
trophy
much
things.
enjoy creating gags, but they
Jump
don't add
circle
up
and
to
the
anything.
bucket's really high. There's a collectible
I
down
wanted
there.
more
Wait, how do I
than
get down
anything
there?
to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the
Wait,
first
how do I get
game.
down there? I
wanted
saw a
fans to love
collectible.
it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original.
I saw a collectible.
Wait.
What do I? How do?
Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect.
Can I do
must
something?
go, but I'll be back next stream, Saya Shark.
Alright, bye. Alright, I'm playing Stanley Parable 2 now. This is taking forever. I'm skipping. Alright,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket.
I gotta do something with the bucket, right? I can do something with it, right? I picked up the
Stanley
bucket.
clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Check all the doors, check all the doors, check all the doors. Check the doors. Check the doors.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket. Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office, because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Oh.
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
We're gonna... I feel like I have to put the bucket in here.
You know
for
what?
something.
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Alright, I guess we have to leave now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Stanley and the bucket goes into the bathroom.
We found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I saw one, but I couldn't even get to it, so I need to figure out how to get to that. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisps. Money crisps.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Let's go, property of Stanley Bucket. Let's go. My bucket's name is Stanley Bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Alright, we're back down here. Let's go.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I love my bucket. I love my bucket.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
My back hurts.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Why do I feel like the bucket's gonna betray us somehow?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. for he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
So, we're gonna click off first, and then we're gonna click on the next time we go through this.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
No. Yes. Yes and no, but we're in a loop,
Yes,
so it doesn't even matter.
they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to
It's
live
been
once
2
they stepped
hours.
through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a
Wants to
movie, any
sneeze in every
movie, but
country
then
on Earth.
stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms, not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room, but at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Alright. What's happening now?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There's papers
Stanley
everywhere.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I need my bucket back.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We're just gonna go through this as fast as possible right now. There will be a reward for finding them all. Mission, wait. Nearby a fireplace. Wait, I gotta take a large room, lots of boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs, somewhere both red and blue, nearby a fireplace. Trust the completionist instinct. Something about stairs.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
There's a collector thing.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Alright, we're going up again. We're going up. Going back up. Nearby a fireplace. By a fireplace? It's Panda. We need a fireplace. Nearby a fireplace. That's a fireplace.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
4,
Even
5.
now, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, what? I didn't
Okay,
even
I'm
see
going
that.
back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
One was red and blue, and I don't know what the other one was. One of the things said red and blue. I don't remember what the other one said. I knew I should have taken a picture. I knew I should have taken a picture. I'm gonna be here for so long.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Find something red and blue. It was by
The
something
lights
red
rose
and blue.
on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
I'm so tired.
At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with
Something both
emotions,
red and blue.
happy or sad or
I
content.
feel like there's something in here.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived, but at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Oh. Bird?
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Bird. Alright. Yay. There has to be a thing in here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Nope.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Bucket, lead me to the way of those action figures. What if I went this
Stanley
way?
clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
The broom
You
closet.
see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
This is not silly.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that,
never
you're
went down
going to
this
have to
path.
give something up.
No, we're not giving up the bucket. The bucket is my best friend. You said it yourself, narrator, guy, whoever you are. I'm not giving up the bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
I literally couldn't throw it in there. Every time I clicked on it, it would just show me the bucket. I was trying. Where's that? That's the Bucket Destroyer.
Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Loading. Alright. Cracking my fingers.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Wait. Now it's
Stanley
going
decided
the
to go
other
to the
way.
meeting room. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his
The
arms
doors
again,
are
he was
closing
home.
again, so that door closed anyways. Only that one though.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Somewhere both red and blue. A large room, lots of boxes. A large room, lots of boxes. Inside sequel exhibit. What?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I'm curious about what's gonna happen soon.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Like, we've gone through this so many times, I don't know what to do now.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
There's some of them that say fired.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
There's two
His
that
own life
are
in
fired.
someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Place both red and blue. Red and blue. I don't know what red and blue means, and it's probably not even here and at this spot, but I don't know what to do here. Like, I've gone through this same part like 4 times.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine.
Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I've been streaming for a while. I don't even know how long. 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's a long time. So I'm gonna stop the stream because I'm just going through like everything. Like, I'm not doing story stuff anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.